Hey guys, Sword here, and basically what I'm going to be doing now then is show everyone's worlds that they created. Well, this is six foot Wookie's world, or 6 foot Dwarf 42. I don't know what came first, but basically we're at this corner of the map, and we're going to go all the way towards the center of the map, and what you see there is basically a system that he made so he could actually get some ice. I believe it's an ice farming area. I don't know, I'm really tired. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep, and as well as this is going to be the longest commentary I have ever done. The clip is actually 30 minutes long, even though I've said that I was going to be doing 15 minutes long, but I realized that you're not going to be able to cover everything in 15 minutes unless I want to do some editing. But as you guys know, I am not a great editor. I go as it is and I just leave it as it is because it's better way than to do a jump cut, because I don't have that great of a program and the transitions are never as smooth. So I'm just going to leave it as that. Some of them should have been cut out, some of them I just couldn't do anything about that. So this is going to be the longest commentary I've ever done, and of course it's going to be at excuse me, I really don't want to do any retakes either, because I don't want to mess up and halfway through the video and then have to start over. It's going to take way too long. So the clip is actually 30 minutes long, and I have to cut it into two parts because, of course, Arcsoft Showbiz recognizes that YouTube only has a 15-minute limit. 15-minute limit? Yeah, I said it correctly. 15-minute limit on video clips and videos in itself, that I'm not able to actually upload longer than 15 minutes. This is why I want to get Sony Vegas or something better than Arcsoft Showbiz, obviously, so that I could actually be able to upload longer than 15 minutes. But I still think it's 15 minutes is actually pretty good, just to give you guys a break rather than watching a whole 30-minute clip. So let's see how well this goes. Let's see if I can actually keep this up. So wow, 30 minutes. I remember the longest ones I have done was a 15-minute and 10-second video clip. That's the longest I've ever done. Otherwise, it would just be cut in half. So I gotta recognize the low time limit. I'm gonna have to give you guys the saying of part 2 coming up, but at least it gives you some sort of a break that once part 1 is finished uploading, part 2 will come up around another half an hour, another hour later. So I don't know how it's gonna go. All I know is that I gotta keep the energy going, and I gotta keep going at this well. So this is basically the first video I've ever done that's pretty much longer than 30 minutes. And yeah, let's see how well this goes. So basically this is 6 foot Wookie's world, and I gotta say he is a great friend and a great helper now. I've only met him for a day, but he proved to me that he is very dedicated to Minecraft, as you'll see right there. Look at this. Look at all of this creations that he built. Everything he made is legit. And later on in the video, I'll tell you the one thing that he did not get legit, but it doesn't matter because everything else he did legit on his own. He got the materials for himself, and he worked very hard on this. And look at that. There's some netherrack on fire, and that was caused by a lightning strike, or lightning bolt, whatever you want to call it. And this area right here is basically him setting down. I can't even see what the dimensions are, but he's setting different sections of either wood, wool, sugarcane, wheat, anything that you can imagine, so that if you look at the map, it probably has a different color texture. He knows what it is, he knows which one's which, but I don't know, I just can't really explain right now. And here right now is that this is the tree farm that he made. It looks complicated. He understands, and he's actually pretty good at making these redstone contraptions that I can never figure out on my own. So basically what he does is basically there's the instructions right there on the sign. All he does is just plants down a sapling, he grows it, and since it's on a little pad, the piston will push it out of the way, and then there's a whole series of pistons going at it at the same time, and it gets rid of the leaves, but the wooden branches are still there. I'm just gonna call them branches. I just don't know what else to call them. Stumps, branches, they're all the same thing. That the wood is collected in this section right there. So all he has to do is just all he has to do is just grab an axe, and then he could just pretty much cut away at all the wood that's been accumulated by this method. So this is basically a tree farm. I think that's what it's called. I think I said that earlier, but I just don't know anymore. Really don't want to take any retakes, and I didn't want to write a script because on the script you have to time yourself as well. I like it to go natural because anything can happen. If you forget something on the script, then you're just gonna pretty much lose your place on the script. So right here is basically a treasure room with inside a pixel art of a pig, where he collects of course, the pork chops, and then he just cooks it, and then he puts it in the little case. So whenever he needs food, he can just go up there and go get some food. And what we're gonna be right now is pretty much, what's it called? It's an animal splitter, where it's just gonna basically take you, or whenever an animal spawns up there, it falls in the water, and I don't know how it works, but apparently he made it into a system where it's just gonna divide it into one section into another section. And as you can see, I fell, and I'm gonna be set down all the way to where the cows and the sheep, and sometimes even monsters, will fall into. So there it is. There's the sheep. The sheep and cows will fall in this area. You'll be able to actually color them with dye, and then collect the wool for colored wool for anything that you want to make. And it's kind of funny. You could actually attack sheep, or you could attack monsters in there too. And here is where he will get the eggs, because the chickens will spawn up there, and the chicken somehow magically falls in there, and then they don't sink in the water, and when they lay an egg, the egg will drop through the water, and there you have it. You have your eggs right there. So this is really brilliant. I've never really seen anything like this. Of course, this is pretty much the first world I have seen that has anything like this. So if you guys already seen it, then that's great, because I have never seen it before, and it's really neat of how much patience he has. And again, this is all legit. And this is where the pigs would fall after being split up, and I would believe that they get killed by the lava, and then the pork chops will be cooked, and then he'll have cooked pork chops to collect, and there you have it. He has a pretty much of infinite supply of whatever he needs to get, and that's where the chickens will fall into and lay their eggs, and then he could get the eggs from there too. So I'm going to drop down, and then you see those other contraptions he's made. Those are basically something he's been trying to test out, some things he needs to work on, and some things he needs to improve on too. But other than that, this is what you see there. That is the mob spawner area. We're going to go there as soon as possible, or later on. And then there's a little sky bridge right there. I'm going to call it sky bridge. I forgot what he called it, but that's just to overlook everything. I'll not have this type of patience on my own. This is the type of thing that I would use creative mode for. I will not be able to actually do this legitly, or have the patience to do this on my own without any form of help or something like that, because I have OCD up the wall, and I will not be able, I just honestly, if something's messed up, I have to go back and fix it, and yeah, that's just not pretty, honestly. There's his library and his treasure room, as you would call it, to where he'll have all of his items down there, and as well as this is, I don't even know what this is. I could have just assumed that this is just basically a hedge where all the birch trees are growing just to make it look pretty. I gotta say, it is pretty. And then there's a lot of stuff over here, and there's a little button over there. If we were to actually press the button, it will actually open up the secret compartment. Kind of original, is it not? And then he has pretty much a mushroom farm going there. Just leaves one mushroom and let them all grow. And then there's some trees over there, and there's some mines down there, but we don't want to go down there because we already got lost in there. So we're just gonna get out of there and just move on our merry way. And then there's a treasure chest above us, because that's from the other floor. And again, that's pretty much the treasure room. I just didn't want to spend time actually looking through all the treasures. And everything, he's done everything legit. You're gonna see what one thing he hasn't even gotten legit, and it's pretty understandable from my perspective, and probably from your perspective too, but everything else he actually got the materials for himself, and that is really neat. I will not have the patience for this. And my puppy's sleeping on the floor. I had to leave her here, otherwise she may be barking in the living room. Alright. Chaos Roo, why did you leave? It doesn't matter. And that's where the wheat farm is. So apparently so large that some of the wheat actually gets lost, or it doesn't appear. We didn't want to take time to actually show that either. And here is where we're going to go to the mob area. And place it down, press the little button, and here we go. And also thank you guys for the tip of actually getting rid of the opacity, or just turning down the opacity to make the screen as clear as it can be. And right now the video is not lagging, it's that I am lagging I don't even know if it's while recording or no. I'm just lagging because you're going at a fast rate that it's not going to catch up with me. So here we are, we're going to go to a little mob area where he actually can kill the mobs himself. If you were to add him as a friend and look him up on the high scores, I believe he has at least 100, I think he's ranked 140 in easy mode. Where's the other one? I believe it's 409 on easy mode and 237 on hard mode of killing monsters, and it was all legit. All he has to do is just stand there, go a little bit of AFK, tape the trigger button, and then just kill monsters while he waits and then collects the items, because he had to use a lot in TNT to be able to create a lot of things like this. So this is actually pretty beautiful. Actually, I have never thought to actually be doing this. And this is where the mobs are. I don't know how he sets it up. If he actually has an HD PVR or PVR at some point, he'll show you how it all works. But since we're on peaceful mode, there's not going to be any monster spawning. Alright. So this is basically what it is what it is. The monsters spawn in here, the monsters spawn over there. I think the outside is just basically what makes it look pretty. I think everything happens on the inside. Everything else out the outside just makes it look pretty. And then I fall, and then here we are. Alright, 6Wookie, where are we gonna go to next? I would never dream of actually trying to do 30-minute commentaries. I have no idea how people can actually do it for so long. Again, they have a script, but since I don't have a script, I am more free-flowing. Yeah, just gotta keep talking. That's all it is. You gotta keep talking. And he has set a lot of X-ray machines around his server, and this is what happens if you actually done the glitch. This is one of the reasons why you can do the glitch, so you can know what's going on, what it looks like and everything. But this is pretty much near the center of the map where you could probably see everything. I give him the 2 TNT because I held it when he actually did the glitch earlier, so we had to do a little test run. When he first did it, the TNT exploded and we all died and he had to rage quit. So basically, this is what the X-ray vision is. You get to see everything in the world. And you can see the little inverted pyramid over there. You get to see all the tunnels. You get to see all the lava, of course. And that's where basically the X-ray glitch will actually be very, very helpful at that point. And look at that. There's a lot of lava down there, and we're going to see why is that. But that is pretty impressive. And one thing I completely forgot the other day, that one day I wondered, or I asked myself, what are we going to do for the lava? If we're going to delete all the lava, how are we going to get lava then? Then, as soon as someone actually mentioned it, I completely felt stupid with a facepalm moment that I should have punched myself in the face. We could get the lava from another world, of course. So I was like, oh my god, I can't believe that. I didn't even know about that. So I don't care on Operation Bedrock that we get rid of the lava now. I was actually saving some spots for lava, but yeah, until someone mentioned that, now we can get rid of the lava and I won't regret it. And then I was just trying to go this way because I wanted to show you guys the inverted pyramid, but he told me that we'll get to that point later on. So that's like, no, I want to go there now, but apparently it's his world, his rules. So there's yeah, I actually took the long way, and I apologize for that. He took the express, I took the long way. So eventually you guys are going to see the inverted pyramid that he worked on for quite a while. But for now, we're going to actually go to the slime farm. That's where all the lava was coming from. And again, I took the long way. I wasn't really paying attention because I was trying to make this as fast as recording as possible. I wanted to make it under 15 minutes. But knowing me, I kind of lose track of time. And since I already lost track of time, I figured, why not just go for 30? And there's the pumpkins. The pumpkins are the only thing he actually duplicated. And he's not afraid to admit that. That's the only thing he has ever duplicated because he wanted to make the floors look pretty. And I gotta admit, it looks pretty. But here, it looks beautiful. Look at all that lava. That's the slime farm. So he could kill some slime over there. And then look at all that pumpkin on the floor. It actually does look beautiful. And it has a pattern of its own too. So we're just gonna mosey on down this road or tunnel, whatever you want to call it. I'm tired. Leave me alone. And well, part 2 is going to come up soon in another 10 seconds or so. And there's a redstone and there's a coal. You're going to see what he's going to be using it for in a bit. And then I'm just gonna have to stay silent because part 2 is coming up. I will see you guys in part 2.